It is Saturday the 20th of October. Storm Babet has disappeared north and out into the North Sea. But this is the aftermath. As you can see, it's carrying a huge amount of water. And there's the leaves at a top limit mark, just about to be submerged, but it's still coming up here. It's got a fair way to go before it gets up onto the road. I don't think it's going to be as bad as that. There's a couple of anglers over there. A bivvy. I'll just go around and have a word. Well, this is peg 6. I fished here the last day of the season and it was about the same height, and I just lobbed a pellet into that slack there and caught a decent sized barbel. So it is fishable, this peg. Although you have to be quick once it's on. Don't give it any room. This is peg 4. Which is unfishable. Someone was asking about the top path. Well, this is the top path at Top Cliff. And it's flooded. So the river's over there. This is up in the wood. You see the water's right up here, into the wood itself. Oh, standing in the car park. That leads to Top Cliff. You see the water is right up here. I've come over onto the right bank of the Reed stretch, and if you're desperate, you could fish this. On this side, quite easily. From intrepid optimists on this side of the river, but nothing so far. I just go up to the weir at this side, right bank. Just looking down the stretch. Now you can see right down the full length. You see here, got this massive back eddy swirling around here. And you're joining the river through this gap. Well, it's a case of finding somewhere to fish. Might try further downstream, see what it's like, but I suspect it's going to be very high. Up in the fields. And I've just come up to Fordington. Have a look. Just looking down the field stretch by the roadside. You can see the water is right up in the field here. This is the second field down at Fordington. That's peg 40 over there. And you can see there it's very high. I'll just climb over the stile and have a wander down this field here. You This is the from the sort of middle car park, as it were. This hawthorn here is usually in the sort of middle of the field. And in front of it, it drops into a dip and rises up again onto the bank. And the main river is where the end of those trees is over there. So no, it's not fishable from this side, unfortunately. It's a lovely day. 12 degrees Celsius and no wind, especially after yesterday, Storm Babet. You can see the water's almost up to the stile and still coming up. There's water still flowing into here. You see it flowing in and then continuing to flow in. It does show the ancient field pattern here, in that you can see there it's what we call rig and furrow. Rigs are the high points, furrows are the low points, which came as a result of years and years of ploughing with horses. You don't often see it these days. This is the top of the S&B stretch, Leeds Data. This pig is fishable. It's steep, you don't want to be falling in. Sort of a bit of a crease there, and a bit of a boil before you get to the main floor. And this is looking down towards the island. As you can see there, which is the water. And this tree is usually halfway up the bank. But this is fishable. I think I'll go and get the gear and have a go on this bit here. Just fish that sort of slow water on this side. And it's not too bad, you shouldn't lose very much gear, but of course in flood conditions you just don't know. Well, after wandering around looking at flooded rivers, it's now 4 o'clock. So it's going to be a very short session here, although I can stay till 11 o'clock here if I wanted to. Anyway, we're all set up. There we are. A nice, clean, grassy peg for a start. And it's got a decent pace with a bit of boil on though, down this inside where they'll fish. There's no point throwing it out there in the middle. It'll just get carried around as that much rubbish. And it looks nice, decent pace down this inside here. Although a lot of it is actually part of the field. Well, that's why you need really strong line and rods in flood conditions here. Otherwise you just get snagged up and have to break off. And you lose a lot of gear. So £25 line and £2.5 test curve rod is the name of the game in these conditions. Well, there's a bit of rushes just downstream of that peg I was fishing in. I just kept catching it. So I've moved down below it. It's a little local knowledge. And so let's start again. It's now 4:25. I've just been looking at that bush over there, and it looks like a big pig. Oh, it looks like a pig's head. Two eyes, isn't it? Two eyes at the top of an open mouth. Well, while we're waiting for these rods to go, when I've been travelling about up the middle and down here, I've never seen so many sheep. There's thousands of them. I suspect there's even more than there were before the foot and mouth epidemic, when the whole lot was killed and incinerated. And the dale was completely empty of sheep. There wasn't sheep or even any livestock at all to be seen. And then following that, there was a phase where you couldn't get rid of sheep. Farmers were taking sheep to market and leaving them there because it wasn't worth the while taking them off and feeding them. Anyway, sheep trade has obviously picked up since then. When I was a kid, we used to go and stay with my grandparents in Kirby Stephen. One of the highlights of the visit, it was always this time of year, was the Kirby Stadium round sales, or top sales as they call them up here. It was a 3-day show and sale. It was fascinating. I mean, there was thousands of sheep all over the shop. As a young kid, every time they offloaded a lorry, you had to climb up on the fence as they all rushed past. It was always interesting sitting in the sale ring to try and work out who in fact was bidding for these things, for these sheep. Sort of a wink or just a quick flick of a thumb or whatever. Lots of interesting characters. These Dale's farmers. And of course there was you can always tell the buyers for the big supermarkets, just buying in bulk, making pies and curries and whatever else. And there was always a good crowd there to see the sort of the top prize-winning tup when he came into the ring for sale. And I can remember when the price topped 10,000 quid. And I mentioned this to an old lady who lived near me. She long since died. She worked for a firm of accountants who did the farmers' books, amongst other things. And she was really cynical, and she said that, well, it might be a really big price. She said, but how much of it was luck money? Now in this part of the world, especially among farming communities, when farmers sold livestock or machinery or whatever to a buyer, we always returned a small amount of money to the buyer as good luck money. In other words, good luck with your purchase. And up here, of course, it's known as luck money. So when this sheep was sold for 10,000, so when this tup was sold for £10,000, she reckoned a lot of it was luck money, and the £10,000 purchase price was there to make it look good. Anyway, times have moved on since then, because this week, the top tup at Kirby Stephen, it made £105,000, would you believe? Whether there was any luck money involved in that, I have no idea. But £105,000 for a tup, £105,000 for a sheep, is a hell of a lot of money. So the sheep trade is obviously doing well. It's a good day out if you ever get the chance, pass a wet afternoon, go to an auction mart. Fascinating places, fascinating people, and the canteen food is always spot on. I mean, it may not be fancy, but it's very filling and very tasty, and incredible value for money. Anyway, still nothing on these rods. There's a sheep behind me padding over the bank. This year, far more than usual, lots of people have been asking me about the gear I use and the setup I use for barbel fishing. I mean, there's nothing mysterious about this. Barbel fishing must be the easiest of all fishing, especially ledger. You just tie a lump of metal on the line and put some bait on up and fling it in, and then just sit and wait. But I did make a video several years ago of what my setup and what I did. If you ask a fair number of barbel anglers what setup and what gear they use, you'd find that there'd be as many differences as there are anglers. But anyway, I'll look this video out and I'll stick it on YouTube for those of you who want to know more about my method of fishing for barbel. When you consider how many hours you spend looking at rod ends, doing nothing, all the other things you could have been doing while sitting in this chair. You could have been a sort of fluent speaker of Chinese Mandarin by now, or a maestro on a mouth organ or a didgeridoo. It must be thousands of hours over the years. Well, it's 10 to 7. And after the storm and sort of yesterday, the rain and the wind, absolutely no wind whatsoever today, and warm. But the river is high, and it's as you'll see from the video, and it's still coming up now. Put on a sniff, and masses of leaves coming down. So it's been difficult, but it's been a very pleasant afternoon. Just finding somewhere to wet the line for a start. Anyway, so the thanks to the swell. Take care. See you on. Bye bye.